What is going on, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. And today is a little updated build guide for 9.8. I really just got the build guide done literally Monday, and then Tuesday they dropped this pretty big chat patch that changes like a good chunk of the current builds. A little touch on mask. Both Spike and Faye Blessed got a lot of stats added to them. Flat Pen was buffed. So we're gonna give you guys a little updated build guide, help you guys out. This is not officially like the final of the best builds because right now we're 2 days into it. What is it? Literally Wednesday. We're literally 2 days into this patch. So everything's gonna be pretty tentative, but I figured I'd just put this out. You guys can have a little updated guide. So we'll start with these starters. We're gonna get rid of War Flag again.
Make it stop.
All starters for supports are now moved down to level 15, and this only hurts War Flag because now you have Sentinels, Benevolence, and Protector's Mask all at level 15. There's just no reason to build War Flag. You're not gonna win lane with it. You have no guaranteed gold. It doesn't scale that well. I will say, if you do enjoy building War Flag, if you can get to the point where you're building War Banner, this item is statted really well and it's really hard to fight into. But with how bad War Flag is, there's just no reason to even try. And then a lot more safety in Sentinels, a lot more safety in Benevolence, and then Protectors scales very well into the late game. Currently, Sentinels, Benevolence, Protectors, all in a really good spot. Depending on the god you're playing, all of them are viable. Protectors is very good on mages that don't really care too much about their damage. I think it is still a bit weak on assassins because you're reducing your damage in the laning phase. But if you get to late game, you're just getting added mitigation and you're getting extra protection. So it's very good late game. It isn't great early game for assassins, but for mages like Nox, Esed, Baron, Protectors is still very good. Benevolence on those backline supports, Kepri, Geb, Ganesh, still very, very strong. And then Sentinels on the more aggressive gods are going to be building a lot of tank items and looking to blink engage. So taking a look at the starting items you can go. Currently, these are like the 4 starts that are viable. Mail Renewal, I think, is in the best spot. I think it is such a good statted item, and the passive on it is so strong. You're getting 250 health, 15 HP 5, 30 prots of each, and then a passive that heals you by 15% of your health and your teammates over a course of 10 seconds. So this item, very strong on a spike, and it scales into the late game because it's percent health healing. Gauntlet of Thebes, still in a fine spot. It's a little bit cheaper than Mail of Renewal, but it spikes a lot worse. You have to get to a point where you're 50 stacks into it, and then you're finally getting like a pretty big, sizable amount. And right when you finish it, all it's really giving you is health and a little bit of HP 5. And then Sov, the quintessential,
I'm going to run at their purple buff.
I want to make sure that their physicals do not kill me. Still in a very good spot. Still scales very well. The mid game with it is still very strange because you're either forced into going a magical defense item or another physical defense item, and then you have no magical defense, something like that. So it's still in a weird spot, and I actually think Mail of Renewal just might be better in almost all scenarios. Maybe if they have like 4 physicals, 5 physicals, Sov is probably better. But I think if they have a normal mage, warrior, assassin, hunter, guardian comp, I think Mail of Renewal is just Sov but better. And then just to quickly touch on Chronos Pendant, I think I said it in the last video that I think Chronos Pendant is in a weak spot. And now with the buff to like Manticore and to Faye Blessed, I think Chronos Pendant is all but dead in support as a rush item. I think it still plays well into like your 3rd, 4th, 5th, 2nd item even. But as is, I don't think Chronos Pendant is really a great rush item anymore, and I would avoid building it. So say you're playing a god, you build Mail of Renewal. What are you going to be looking at to build next? Well, this brand new item that Hi-Rez has just added into the game 2 patches ago just got a massive buff of 80 protections and 1% max HP and 2% max HP if you're picking up your own spike. Manticore is now a almost guaranteed must build in every single support build. So what does that mean? Chronos Pendant into Manticore, not too strong. Mail of Renewal into Manticore, very strong. 250 plus 350, that's 600 health, 70 prots of each, HP 5, MP 5. This one's giving you a heal. This one's giving you damage off your CC. I can't specify this enough that the current best build, in my opinion, for a lot of like Sentinels gods is just Mail of Renewal into Manticore Spike. You're getting so many stats. You're going to become a damage dealer because of Manticore, and you're going to be unkillable because of how many prots and just stats you have. I think Thebes is still fine Manticore because you're just going to be having a lot of survivability. But just the passives you're getting from both Manticore and Mail of Renewal makes it so it's just impossible to deal with you. The Spirit's Robe is still a very good second option, but if you're just comparing these stats straight up, 300 gold less, you're getting 350 health from Manticore. You're losing out on 10% cooldown, 20% CCR, and then the extra tankiness from Spirit's Robe. But you're making up for it with getting 350 health, and you're becoming like an actual damage dealer. 4% of your HP if they pick up your spikes and 8% if you pick up your own spikes. Manticore is just statted out of its mind, and I actually expect a nerf for it soon. Shogun's still a very good second item if you're playing with like Fafnir or just something that you want to play around your ADC, your auto attackers, objectives. I think Shogun's is still fine. And Magi's Cloak in a comp level setting, I think is still very strong. But I think even now, I think Manticore will probably overshadow it a little bit. I want to touch on Breastplate into Fey Blessed Hoops. This is a build I've been running on some healers in my games, Terras, Yamojas. And the spike you get from these two items puts you at about 60 prots of each, 350 health, 50 MP5, 30% cooldown, and then you're getting the Fey Blessed passive. Try it out. Let me know what you think. But Breastplate into Fey Blessed with either Sentinels or Benevolence feels very, very good right now. And I think you should take it for a little test drive and see how it feels. Next up for more late game options. Emperors are still very good if you're looking to siege. Always pretty viable into the mid to late game. Spectral, if they have a lot of crit, it's going to give you a lot of survivability. Bulwark, if you feel like you're just getting one shot by their mages, it's going to be very, very strong. And then Magi's is going to scale well into the late game. Taking a look at the glyphs quick, just because I want to touch on them and just kind of give my opinions on them. I still think these 4 glyphs are in a pretty bad spot. If you're playing support and you have Magi's, I think you should almost always go for the Magi's glyphs. Even if you can build these, I think you wait until you're literally full build 500 pot before you even build into the Breastplate of Determination. I think this one's the best option. The burst of movement speed is actually very nice, and then doubling your protections is also very nice. I'm not a big fan of the Heartward ones. 15% isn't bad, but I can never get a good build with this one where I feel confident in the passive of this one. So all these 3 I think are not very good in support. This one's fine, but you should prio these ones. And I think Magi's Revenge is my favorite one. But I do think I was a little hate heavy on Shelter. I think it's in an okay spot, but I still like Magi's Revenge a lot more. But there it is, a quick little build guide for you. If you guys got any questions, ask in the comments below. If you got any comments or anything or ideas for something you think is sick, also put it in the comments below. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you guys again next time. See ya.